Hi everybody, this is Sarah, and today's video is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We are looking at 6 areas of your life, including what you're bringing forward into May, your obstacle for the month, your biggest asset to work with, your home life, your love life, both partnered and single, the outcome or where you'll be at the end of May, and I'll draw an additional card for the best stone to work with. I'm going to be using a variety of cards, and they'll all be linked below as well. This is, of course, my take on the cards and the astrology, and because of that, it may not resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, no worries. Just pass it on by, and I do hope you find what you're looking for. Also, Virgo, we have Mercury retrograde beginning in May. So let me put the dates up here now, and I'm working on a video overview for all signs, so please consider subscribing if you haven't already, because you don't want to miss that video. Okay, Virgo, let's get this party started. Where are you going to be when we begin the month of May? And let's be honest, it's already been a year of years for you. So let me shuffle really quickly. And the first card is, what are you bringing forward? Simplicity. Oh, this is nice and also not a surprise. Virgo, the decision you made to clean out the closets and jettison the clutter in April is leaving you feeling lighter and freer now as you begin May. As you are healing and releasing what you no longer need, you're also getting back to basics, which is a much better place to be. So much has happened over the course of the last 18 months that there are times when you don't even know who you are anymore. That's perfectly normal. You're growing, you're changing, and remember, Virgo, no one is judging you as harshly as you judge yourself. And a big lesson for 2021 is to not let guilt or because I should be a reason for anything that you choose. You have nothing to prove. And as you pare down the clutter and as you pare down the mental clutter, things become clearer and it gets easier for you to really tap into what's for you and understand what you need to let go of. And it's often the case that your best relationships, Virgo, come later in life. So don't compare yourself to others. Don't feel like you're a failure because you haven't made your first million by the time you're 25, okay? Or you haven't found true love by the time you're 26. It's okay. You're on your own personal journey, and everyone's journey is different. I mean, that's just the way it is. And because of that, it makes no sense to compare yourself to someone else. Don't get caught up in looking at the perfect couple on Instagram or reading about people's success on Facebook and thinking that there's something wrong with you, because there's not. There's nothing wrong with you at all. Like I say, we are doing a personal journey here, and it's going to be different for everyone. But cutting the clutter, cutting back on the self-talk, cutting back on the rampant spending, the rampant doing anything you can to avoid spending time alone with yourself, and that list of self-imposed woulda, shoulda, coulda, why haven't I achieved success yet? Why haven't I written my first book? Why haven't I become a millionaire? All of that stuff needs to stop as well. So that falls under the category of simplifying your life. And you've already begun the process, and because of it, it makes for a much better beginning to May. So you can move forward this month. We're going to draw the next card, which will be your biggest obstacle for the month. Okay, new moon. A new start is coming. Like it or not, your life is changing. And let's be honest, that's a tough lesson. Even when we welcome the change, even when we pray for the change, it can still be disorienting and it can still be a lot. And especially if you are second guessing yourself and wondering if you're making the right decisions or wondering what's going to happen next and how you plan for it. It's a lot happening. And like I say, even if we want the change, it can leave us feeling unsettled while we're in the midst of it. So this is an interesting card in this placement that it would be your obstacle. It is actually one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. This is a positive card that suggests that something new and exciting is developing. So how could this be an obstacle, right? The message for the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way. And honestly, that's never easy. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't get any easier to start over. But you have to remember that life, like astrology, goes in cycles. And you're moving into a new cycle of change now. So of course, You're starting over, you're jettisoning the clutter, you're facing some of your biggest fears, which may be starting over from scratch and having to get clear on who you are now. Maybe you've been in a relationship and you were a couple and you knew who you were in that relationship, but now you're alone. Get clear on what you want, what you like, what you want to achieve. So honestly, it's a very positive, good start. It's about wiping the slate clean and releasing the toxic, negative past that didn't serve you anyway. Your obstacle will be allowing the new start to unfold without trying to micromanage it or control it or run from it. So that's a lot. So you can see that is a big obstacle, but you're more than capable of doing this. Really, the change is happening and has been happening, so there is no running from it. And there is no micromanaging it because it's going to happen on its own time. Huge lesson, but something that you're more than capable of dealing with, and you will be so much better when you get to the other side of this. What is your biggest asset for the month? New moon in Aries. It's time to take action. So your biggest asset for the month will be knowing when to take action and on what. So that's a lot if you think about it. New moons are when we plant our intention. We declare our goals, we plan and we plot, and we gather our energy to manifest. And the new moon in Aries is saying, hey, you've got this. You can do this. Aries is full of that personal fire of encouragement and knowing that they're up to the task. Borrow some of that fire energy. And it's time to believe in yourself as well, and then go for it. And seeing this card turn up, a super positive sign in this placement as well. If there's something that you want to make happen in your life, this is a big yes card from the universe. So don't even think about giving up. Don't even think about quitting. In astrology, everyone talks about Gemini being two people, right? But I also find that very true for you, dear Virgo. And I think you've really been feeling that a lot lately. You've been feeling torn between who you are, what you think you should do, what you want to do, what society says you should do. So you've got all of this stuff battling within you. And I think that's really been the theme, like I say, for 18 months now, of coming to terms with who you really are. So this card pretty much signifies dream it and manifest it. Dream it and become it. You got this. So just really stay positive and know that you're more than halfway past this crucial change. So let me shuffle and we will look at your home life. You and your loved ones are safe. This has been a super emotional time for you surrounding your home life. And there's a new beginning in your private home life now. Something is rising up to connect with the people and places you hold dearest. This can be to a member of your family, a roommate, or this could also signify you're moving house. If you've been neglecting your family, it's time to reconnect with them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something you have to work on now. Doing so can bring you your heart's desire, but not without work. You're advised to make sure you put your family first, and that includes yourself, and also a new cycle is starting for your child or children as well. So these changes will affect your home life, and as I say, if you are living in a roommate situation, those people as well. Your home life has been topsy-turvy, and you're not really sure if you should move again, if you should, burn everything down and start from scratch, if you should patch things up. And it's been a symptom of this trying to find your way through this new cycle. But things are going to get better and you are safe. So let's look at your love life. And I'm going to say right now, probably trigger warning, because the way this reading has been going, this is some tough lessons. So okay, let's draw. Gemini, communication is key. Single Virgos. For you, a truly successful relationship comes down to one thing: communication. And the new moon in Gemini card is all about the start of a new cycle of communication with the person you're trying to get with. Virgo, you are known as one of the most intellectual signs of the zodiac. So why do you keep dating pretty instead of depth? Because let's be honest, this is why you lose interest, isn't it? You like pretty, but when you start hanging out with these people and you don't find the depth, they're not interesting, they don't have personal interest, they're not well read or able to even discuss their own feelings, feelings, you lose interest really quickly. So having a rigid or unrealistic expectation in a relationship also is a crafty way of self-protecting and self-sabotaging ourselves. So could it be that you're unconsciously blocking yourself from what you crave the most? Are you being uber unrealistic? Are you wanting everything? Are you wanting a model who's a successful millionaire, who is well-read and also working on a degree in science? I mean, are you asking for too much? Or are you looking for love in all the wrong places? Are you accepting a pretty face and then just trying to make the best of it? So it's a lot. It's a lot, but you need to sit back and you really need to look at your dating history. Are you self-sabotaging? The bottom line is loving deeply and being vulnerable requires that we heal the broken parts of ourselves before we project that pain on someone else. So that might be the place to start. Journaling will also help you find the root cause, but you will have to dig deep. Also honest. No one likes to embrace this type of personal anguish or pain. Nobody does. But if you don't, then what's the alternative? If you don't get clear on where this is coming from, then you'll continue to repeat this pattern and you will forever have that loneliness, even when you're with a person that supposedly cares about you and that, is a great fit. You have to come to terms with this and you have to find out what is motivating the choices that you're making. And also, if dating feels overwhelming, journaling is a great place to start as well too. Partnered Virgo, if you want to keep the relationship moving forward, you have to communicate. It's that simple. Stop second guessing yourself and stop running conversations in your mind. Talk things through. Allow the person to be present. When we have these complete conversations in our minds, we're robbing our partner of a chance to actually explain, actually state their own feelings. We're cutting them out completely and we're believing our inner conversations about the situation to be true and factual. But is it? Is it really? That's why we need to actually speak to them. So talking things through is the answer to most of your problems right now. If you can't talk to that person though, you can journal about it. You could also email them or text them. But all forms of communication will be helpful for a while. As we move into the shadow of Mercury retrograde, and like I say, I put the dates up at the beginning of the video, things are going to start going wonky with communication. So you need to do it before the 15th. If this is a situation where you can't actually talk to somebody from the past, maybe that's causing problems in your relationship, you can still write them, but then burn the letter afterwards, not send it off. It's really important that you get clear on these misunderstandings though before they have a chance to really fester and grow. Sweeping things under the rug doesn't work in these type of situations. It's time to be clear and be available to talk things out with your partner. Also, partnered Virgo, it's time to write a list of the people you love most and then see if you're actually prioritizing them with your time and space. If not, it's time to make some life changes. And this happens to all of us. We get busy with life, we get focused on our own agenda, and we kind of forget about the people around us. But the whole thing is, these people are rooting for you. These people love you. These people give you strength. These people add spice to your life. Why aren't you spending more time with them? Why aren't you talking to them? Why aren't you making it a priority to connect with them? It's really easy to get into your own head with your own problems and forget that you do have a support system out there. So make it a point to connect with them this month. Now, let's recap before we draw the last card. Actually, this is a really intense reading, but it's a really positive reading. You're in the middle of a change, or actually you're 3/4 through a change. How about that? The lessons have been tough. For people looking in, they don't look like it's that big of a deal. It looks like, oh, well, you got what you wanted and you're just moving forward. What's the matter? Why are you whining? But in reality, you've been put through the ringer and it's been going on for about 18 months now. And it's kind of like, when will this let up and when will this stop? You still have a ways to go through this, but the worst of it is over. You are making progress. You're starting a new cycle. You're getting on top of what you want and what you want to create and who you want to be. And that's what the universe is pushing you to do, to come to terms with the being that you are and then be true to it. How can you embrace your destiny if you don't know what you want, right? It's been a lot, but you have shouldered the responsibility and you are moving forward. So don't give up. If you stay on the current path you're on now, then by the end of May, this is what's likely going to happen. balsamic moon, a time for healing. So this card sums it up. The past is the past, and a bright future is right around the corner. However, you have to take the next step. You have to make sure that both you and the situation are healed. And this is not a time to try simply pretending that everything's okay or fall into the trap of spiritual bypass, which is the whole good vibes only, let's pretend there's nothing wrong and just keep moving forward. This won't work now. You'll just end up adding more and more stuff to your plate until you're just like snowed under. So rather than that, admit that you need a little bit more time to heal and to heal the situation. Open yourself up to the truth and allow yourself to make peace with it. This hurts a lot less than pretending that there's nothing wrong. It's not what you want to be hearing or what you want to be doing, I know, but this is the truth. We all go through these types of cycles, these types of lessons. They can change our life, yes, and they can define us, yes, but only as much as we let them. We have to work on the healing end of it, or they will by default define us. So you're now ready for this to be over and to move on, but realistically, it hasn't healed yet. It's just like a broken bone. You can wish and want the bone to be healed within 24 hours, but it heals at its own rate, and that's just the way it is. But know that you're closer. You're closer to the healing, but it's going to take time. The best action will be to surrender and wait to hear guidance from the universe. Also, by the end of May, you will probably have a good design or will have made a decision, at least, on what's good for you and what's not good for you, what's right for you and what's not right for you. Whether or not you move forward with it is up to you, but I think you're starting to get inklings of that already. You can't ignore this forever. So I'd say, yeah, you're going to be way better off and in a better place to make an informed decision about what you want and what direction you need to move into by the end of May. But the healing is going to be ongoing around the current situation. You're closer to it, but it's still a ways out, and like I say, it can't be rushed. Stay positive and know, though, that the end is in sight. So the best stone for you to work with in the month of May to facilitate this healing is... Oh, nice, diamond, and also not surprising. Diamonds are major activators in our lives. They inspire power and fearlessness. They give us hope. They give us the tenacity and power we need to move forward. And that's what you need. You need some help right now to move forward. So if you're feeling stuck or lost, especially working with a diamond will definitely help you. This stone also helps clear emotional pain and stimulates creativity, imagination, and ingenuity. And it's also thought to help with manifestation and connecting to your higher self. So it's an excellent stone to use anytime, honestly. But wear, carry, and meditate with this stone to help balance your energy in the month of May, definitely. Also, if you've been feeling tired, burnt out, or overwhelmed, diamonds are great to work with, but they can also be a bit strong in the beginning. So just maybe only wear them or work with them for an hour or so at a time till you get used to the vibration. So overall, this is a much better month. You're still going through some stuff, yes, not gonna lie, but you're past the worst of it. And every day you become clearer on what you want and you become more confident in who you are. So the whole month of May will be actually a gift for you, Virgo. You're more than capable of handling it. I hope you enjoyed this mini reading. If you want a personal reading, then you can find me at Serenity. I'll put my information up here and also in the comment section below. And as always, a big thank you to the patrons who make these videos possible. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Reiki blessings. Bye-bye.